Hi, I'm Tim Clark with Gasville, USA. Today we're going to take a look at this beautiful 1971 Chevrolet Cheyenne Super. I was told by the previous owner that the truck still has the original 400 big block engine and that when it was rebuilt, they did a few performance upgrades including the ceramic coated headers, the Edelbrock intake manifold, the Edelbrock carburetor, and HEI ignition. Also, I was told that during that time they added the aftermarket air conditioning, and a safety feature they did is they moved the gas tank from behind the seat to under the frame in the back of the truck. Now this truck has power steering, power brakes with disc in the front and drums in the rear. It also has tilt steering and the full gauge cluster, including the original style in-dash tach. I was also told that the speedometer was changed to a new speedometer during the restoration, and the odometer right now is currently a little over 2,500 miles. We're going to take an extensive look at this truck, and we're going to start by doing a walk around and take a look at this beautiful paint finish, which by the way has ceramic coating on it. Then we're going to check out the exterior lighting and horn. Then we're going to move to the engine compartment, take a look at it. Then we're going to start the engine and air conditioning. Then we're going to move to the interior and take a look at it, including the dash and instrument panel. Next we'll move to the under chassis, take a look at it. Then we'll finish up by doing a test drive. So with that, let's get started. Let's take a look at these doors, window regulators, and door locks. The doors just snap shut really nice. Of course, the door locks work. And the window regulators work very nice as well. All the gaskets and felts appear to be new. Same thing on this side. Doors just snap shut. Door locks. And the window regulator. Let's take a look at this beautiful under chassis on the 1971 Chevrolet Cheyenne. Now, I'll be using my little laser pointer again to point things out. One of the first things you might notice is the gas tank. This is a really, really good idea. It's a safety upgrade. The gas tank has been relocated to the back of the truck instead of behind the seat. I was told that it's a frame-off restoration from several years ago, and it certainly does look like that to me. You'll notice that they put the coil-over shocks on this, which is really nice, with brand new rear coil springs. Of course, all the fuel lines and brake lines are new. Has a new exhaust system. All the frame is just painted beautifully. The floors are in excellent condition. And here's a neat idea that the previous owner did, the guy that restored it. He put a electric fuel pump on the fuel system in addition to the mechanical fuel pump. The reasoning is this was not a daily driver, and sometimes the vehicle would sit for an extended period of time. And we all know what happens to fuel and carburetor fuel bowls over an extended period of time. The fuel will evaporate. So with this, he can just turn on his fuel pump and it fills the fuel bowls, then crank the engine and start right up. Very good idea. Of course, it has the disc brakes in the front. And I really like the ceramic coated headers that they installed. The engine and transmission looks extremely clean. Again, here's the disc brakes. I was told that all the steering and suspension is new. And again, I'm looking at the ball joints, and certainly look like they're new. Actually, I see a sticker here for the inner fender, meaning that's probably been replaced as well. Here's an example of the replaced body bushing. I noticed all the body bushings have also been replaced. Certainly appears as though that all the tie rod ends, bushings for the upper and lower control arms, springs. To me, everything looks new. Again, here's another example of a replaced body bushing. I'm also going to show you around the outside how nice the rockers are on this. Oh, and while we're at it, here's more new body bushings. Here and here. Just a beautiful frame. A little dirty. I need to detail that. Again, here's another example of the replaced body bushings. Nice solid cab corners. These are subject to rust, and that was a concern when I first heard about this vehicle, and I was assured they were in good shape, and sure enough, they're just beautiful. Before we get started with our test drive, again, I wanted to just go over a few features. It does have the 400 big block engine, automatic transmission, tilt steering, power disc and drum brakes, and the newer style aftermarket air conditioning. And I really like the gauge cluster, including the built-in tachometer. So with that, let's just get started. I tell you, I just had a really enjoyable test drive. Altogether, I've driven this truck probably about 50 or 60 miles, and it performs really nice. I like the big block. It's got a lot of power. Transmission was nice and smooth. and I like the rear end gear ratio. At 60 miles an hour, the RPMs were around 2,200. At 65, maybe around 2,400. And at 70, it was about 2,600 RPM. So it's a really nice gear ratio in the rear end. The oil pressure was great, had really good oil pressure. The engine coolant temperature was nice and cool, which I like. The tachometer, speedometer, gas gauge, I mean, everything works. Just a really, really nice drive. The suspension was very nice and tight, and the steering is nice and tight as well. It's a fairly breezy day today, and traveling at 65, 70 miles an hour was just with one or two fingers, just like a new vehicle. Thanks for taking time to watch the videos, and remember, you can always watch more at gasvillusa.com.